Clan Goliath Scorpion. The Babylonian Goliath Scorpion is renowned for its suicidal defense of nests and its lethal venom. The latter forms an important part of Clan Goliath Scorpion's rituals, which has earned this clan's members equal measure of respect and disdain from their fellow clans. History. The Scorpion's founder, Cyrus Elam, was not a typical soldier clansman. He was a combat engineer specialising in bridge building and demolitions, skills that proved vital in the advance on Dagda. His Sarkhan, Jenna Scott, was equally unusual, an intelligence officer whose influence led to the Scorpion's specialisation in information gathering. The clan's third and unofficial founder was Ethan Moreau, a member of the SLDF who rejected Nicholas Kerensky's call for a second exodus and remained in the Pentagon worlds throughout the Civil War. After the liberation, he underwent the public confession and humiliation known as the Tamsing. Moreau's genuine contrition for his error in remaining behind so impressed Nicholas that he created Surkai, the right of forgiveness. Moreau was allowed into Clan Goliath Scorpion, but was denied a blood name and a place in the eugenics program because he was not amongst the original 800 clan founders. As the Golden Century dawned, a flood of new warriors outstripped the available machines in the Scorpion Townman. In an effort to weed out lesser warriors, the clan's leaders created a coming-of-age ritual that required a new warrior to subject himself to the sting of a Goliath Scorpion. The death toll from the venom soon grew high enough to threaten the genetic stability of the clan and force a halt to the practice. Khan Chandra Dinur then ordered the scientist caste to find an alternative that maintained the ritual's spirit while lessening the lethality without destroying the valuable visionary effects imparted by the scorpion's sting. 2 years later, the scientist introduced necrosia, a derivative of the scorpion venom. Necrosia soon became a part of almost every cadet's induction into the Goliath Scorpion warrior caste. When Clan Coyote developed the Omni-Mech, the poor showing of the Scorpion military in attempts to capture this new technology embarrassed the entire clan. In an effort to increase the martial skills of her warriors, Khan Dinur created a series of tournaments known as the Circle of Honor, based on the Martial Olympiad of the Star League. This gladiatorial tradition still thrives to the present day. As the Golden Century progressed, Clan Goliath Scorpion's warriors increasingly sought personal connection to the half-forgotten glories of the past, using necrosia-induced vision quests to direct their search for ancient relics. The warriors claimed that the venom cocktail allowed them to see beyond the mundane world, making connections between artifacts from the past and events of the future. Many Scorpions became solitary wanderers, lacking the cohesion of the other clans. The actions of these so-called seekers often led Clan Goliath Scorpion into skirmishes with other clans, their only official contact with outsiders for much of their history. More often than not, the small groups of nomadic scorpions fell prey to their better organised and equipped neighbours, hampering the clan's development. Society. The Goliath Scorpions are generally less disdainful of freeborns than other clans, having relied on them to compensate for the fatalities resulting from warriors' use of scorpion venom in vision quests. Trueborns maintain something of their clan-wide mystique, but are not regarded as the pinnacle of evolution. Similarly, blood name warriors are respected, but not put on a pedestal. These relatively egalitarian attitudes stem in part from the Scorpion living heraldry system. Living heraldry seeks to turn the history of the clan and its members into works of art that outlive them. Individual warriors use living heraldry as a visible codex, announcing their own abilities and the history of their bloodlines. Rather than medieval-style coats of arms, living heraldry involves collecting animals, objects, and followers that somehow express the individual's warriors and their identity. Together with their vision quests, the Scorpions regard living heraldry as a form of practical mysticism that allows them to honour the past, particularly of the Star League, and to reassemble it with relics. As part of this system, bondsmen are closely associated with their bondholders, regarding as living trophies themselves and serving as squires. These bondsmen provide a tangible demonstration of a warrior's abilities. Members of the technician caste act as de facto bondsmen to the warriors they serve, remaining with an individual warrior throughout their careers rather than being given to a military unit. Other clans generally refrain from taking Goliath Scorpions as bondsmen or adopting blood-named Scorpion warriors, as so many Scorpion warriors are physically and psychologically addicted to Scorpion venom. With these liabilities, taking them into another clan is frequently considered a waste of effort. The nomadic lifestyle adopted by so many members of this clan has hampered the Scorpion's technological and economic development. Consequently, most of the other clans consider the Scorpions backward. The Scorpions also consider an individual's vision quest a more important obligation than the clan's military goals, a distinctly unclan-like attitude that has led many other clans to shun them. However, this same absence of a rigid infrastructure and relative lack of resources has spared them the raiding suffered by many other clans. The Scorpions are staunch wardens, but their interpretation of that philosophy deviates from the norm. Like other wardens, they do not believe that the Star League should be recreated through conquest. Instead, they believe it must be reborn through rediscovery of the past. They view the people of the Inner Sphere as misguided, to be brought back into the true path through the teachings of their betters. Military. The Goliath Scorpion Towman is built around mixed trinaries tailored to the needs of the unit and the situation, allowing Scorpion forces considerable flexibility to meet any opposition. Most units are overloaded with ground forces, a weakness that the current Khans are addressing. However, many of the Scorpion's new aerospace pilots have more experience providing ground support than dogfighting or achieving air superiority. Small unit actions and night engagements typify Scorpion tactics. However, as with the incorporation of aerospace assets, the clan is expanding its repertoire of skills so as to be less predictable on the battlefield. Most Scorpion units have mascot animals, reflecting their clan's fondness for pets. Allies and enemies. The Scorpions' isolationism and tendency to stay out of disputes between clans has given them very few enemies or allies. Politically, the Scorpions have followed the lead of Clan Wolf, regarding themselves in debt to the clan of Kerensky for Ethan Moreau's long-ago redemption. The alliance is somewhat one-sided, however, as the Wolves barely acknowledge the Scorpions' existence. The clan's only real enemies are the Ice Hellions, with whom they've clashed with for many years.